Union Home Minister Amit Shah has given a point-by-point rebuttal to the opposition that raises the demand for PM Modi's statement in Parliament. Home Minister Amit Shah has said that the situation falls under the purview of the Home Ministry. It is his duty to answer to the nation, raking up previous such incidents which took place during the governments of PV Narasimha Rao, I.K. Gujral and Dr. Manmohan Singh. Home Minister Shah emphasized that the PM has never made any statement in Parliament. He also countered the opposition's demand for President's rule, stating that CM is cooperating with the centre. Lastly, Home Minister Shah emphasized that no one can support incidents of violence, and doing politics over this is shameful. In fact, let's take you through this war that has erupted in Parliament over Manipur and many other issues. So this is what the Home Minister emphasized on yesterday in his detailed statement. Remember, it was an over 2-hour address that the Home Minister made while replying to the no confidence motion in Parliament. But he, of course, also spoke in depth about the Manipur issue and what all the centre has done for Manipur, and what all has been done, of course, since then, what all the centre hopes to do in the days ahead as well. And he also cited precedent while countering opposition's demands on this big issue. So the Home Minister's history lesson was this: during the 1993 violence, the Home Minister said about 100, beg your pardon, at that point, of course, remember, about 100 people were killed in violence. The Prime Minister at that time was PV Narasimha Rao. Official government response was given by SP Chavan, the Home Minister, not the Prime Minister. Remember, also, about 350 were killed in violence. The Prime Minister was I.K. Gujral. No statement was given then at all. Okay, I think the dates are wrong there, but there have been previous instances of violence which the Home Minister was citing. So first we showed you during Narasimha Rao's time, then we showed you during I.K. Gujral's time. Now we're going to show you what took place during Prime Minister Manmohan Singh's time. 1,700 people were killed in the violence. Chidambaram didn't give any statement at that point. He was the Home Minister. Brian Thomas is joining us for more details on this story. Brian, the Home Minister emphasizing on various previous instances while of course countering the opposition's demand for the PM statement on Manipur. Just take us through the details of these instances, Brian. What years did they occur and what transpired then? What did Amit Shah say?
Started with defending Manipur Chief Minister Biren Singh in Parliament, saying that there is no need to change him amid the ongoing violence in the state, as he has been cooperative with the centre, speaking in the Lok Sabha also of the no confidence motion brought against the Modi government. He also, in his 2-hour-long speech, listed the Union Minister's achievement for an hour and 20 minutes and devoted around 45 minutes to explaining how the Union government is handling the violence in Manipur. Definitely, Manipur has been in the grip of ethnic violence since May 3rd.
But Brian, we're emphasizing on, the Home Minister's history lesson. Just take us through those instances that the Home Minister cited. Who all were the Prime Ministers then? Who were the Home Ministers? And which years did they occur in which no statement was given by the PM?
Definitely, Amit Shah in the statement said that, the Prime Minister was taking active part in it, and that he was very much in it. He also said that the Prime Minister called him at 4 a.m. and woke him up at...
No, the Prime Ministers at that point were actually PV Narasimha Rao, I.K. Gujral and Dr. Manmohan Singh. Yes. Those were the previous incidents which were cited by Amit Shah, Radhakshmi Joshi, isn't it? Political analyst, while giving that history lesson to the opposition, saying the PM has never made a statement. Why is the opposition insisting on one? That's something that the chairman, Raj Sabha, said too earlier.
Good morning, Uday. Yes, that is exactly what, in fact, I had told you, in a couple of days earlier also, that definitely Amit Shah ji and PM Modi ji also are going to mention all of these issues, and that how, even during the previous regime, during the previous governments, Mr. Manmohan Singh ji, Sonia Gandhi ji, PV Narasimha Rao ji, all of them have definitely neglected whatever was happening in Manipur, whatever was happening in the northeast. And there were obviously incidents earlier also. like in the 1990s, there was a huge influx of, these immigrants from Myanmar. And at that time also, there was a huge, episode of violence that went on for many years. And that was between the Cookies and the Nagas at that time. And then there was the Cookies had a lot of problems with the Tamil immigrants also. There was a huge section of Tamil immigrants. And then there was another episode where, some police encounters that also led to some episodes of violences. But at all of these times, there was never any kind of a response, any kind of this kind of a statement from the Congress governments. So that is exactly what Amit Shah ji mentioned. And he also spoke about how actually the government is doing a lot right now in Manipur. Only the thing is that maybe that has not been communicated properly. And obviously there is a lot to be done more. But at the same time, what he said was very right. That if, he was called in for a discussion, if the opposition agreed to a discussion with him, and then if they found it unsatisfactory, then it was right of them to insist that the Prime Minister speaks on this. But then from day one, what has been happening is that the opposition has been focusing on trying to corner the Prime Minister, and I don't think the focus was on getting any kind of a justice or any kind of an answer for what is happening in Manipur.
Yes,
So
let's
this
in
is-
fact listen
this-
in. Let's in fact listen in to that political war of words which has erupted in Parliament.
की मांग है प्रधानमंत्री जी यहाँ आए, एक स्टेटमेंट करे, चर्चा शुरू हो, हम सब उसमें हिस्सा ले, उसके बाद में रिप्लाई अगर होम मिनिस्टर देते हैं तो ठीक है, लेकिन प्रधानमंत्री का एक स्टेटमेंट होना चाहिए।
मान्यवर में डे वन से चर्चा के लिए तैयार था, मगर वो चर्चा नहीं चाहते, उनको विरोध करना था। और मैं कहना चाहता हूं, मेरी चर्चा से संतुष्ट न होते तो फिर कहते प्रधानमंत्री करें, प्रधानमंत्री विचार भी करते, मगर आप सदन में चर्चा ही न होने दो। मणिपुर जैसे महत्वपूर्ण मुद्दे पर गृह मंत्री को अपना पक्ष न रखने दे। किस प्रकार की डेमोक्रेटिक व्यवस्था चाहते हैं माननीय
स्पीकर सर? इन्होंने मणिपुर में हिंदुस्तान की हत्या की है, सिर्फ मणिपुर की नहीं, हिंदुस्तान की हत्या की है। इनकी राजनीति ने मणिपुर को नहीं, हिंदुस्तान को मणिपुर में मारा है।
मान्यवर, मैं वहां 3 दिन रहा, 3 रात रहा। मेरे साथी नित्यानंद जी 23 दिन तक लगातार वहां रहे। एमओएस होम मिनिस्टर पहली बार नहीं, कोई गया ही पहली बार, मैं ही गया हूं। अब तक कोई नहीं गया है। इतने सारे दंगे मैंने जो बताए, नस्ली इंसान, कोई नहीं गया है। एमओएस 23 दिन रहा, 3 दिन में रहा। मान्यवर, हमने इस सारी की जांच के लिए हाईकोर्ट के सेवानिवृत्त न्यायाधीश का एक कमीशन बना दिया है, जिसमें एक आईपीएस और आईएएस अफसर भी है। मान्यवर, अध्यक्ष राज्यपाल महोदय को अध्यक्ष बनाकर शांति समिति को हमने वहां पर प्रस्तापित किया है।
GVR Shastri, political analyst, in fact, is with us. GVR, clearly the war of words continuing. All eyes now on what the PM will say on this issue. GVR, can you hear me? GVR, I'm trying to ask you about the Home Minister's statement. All right, we are clearly having some problems there with GVR Shastri's connection. Let me quickly bring in Brian back on the broadcast. Brian, clearly we are witnessing this war of words in Parliament, and the Home Minister yesterday, while of course giving that history lesson that we were speaking about earlier, also emphasizing on what all this government, the centre, has done vis-a-vis the issue of Manipur to try and bring the situation to normal, Brian. All right, we have lost Brian's connection as well there, it seems. unfortunately. But let me also attempt to go across to Deshratan Nigam, political analyst, if he can hear me. Mr. Nigam, are you there with us?
Yes, certainly.
Mr. Nigam, the Home Minister giving a history lesson to opposition, citing various instances in which no PM replied when there were multiple instances of violence. In fact, in certain instances when the Congress was in power, he said even the Home Minister did not reply. So why is the opposition hell-bent on the PM's response and not letting the House function and not letting a discussion on Manipur take place?
Uday, in fact, right from the day one, when the no confidence motion was conceived, it was bound to fail, and bound to fail in a manner which will be worse than the 2018 no confidence motion. And Mr. Amit Shah very clearly pointed out various issues and various instances where he clearly exposed the hypocrisy of the opposition. They have never visited Manipur. In fact, they conceded almost the claim of China or Arunachal Pradesh also. The then Prime Minister never used to visit. Whereas in the Northeast, our Prime Minister made 60 visits. So he clearly exposed the hypocrisy of the opposition, and especially the steps that have been taken. In fact, the opposition never wanted to discuss the Manipur. If they wanted, they had one Rule 161 under which they could have discussed, which could have been extended by the Speaker. But the only problem with them was they wanted to create a hype, and failingly so because opposition has not been able to milk anything in their own favor. In fact, their own double standards have been clearly exposed by Mr. Amit Shah. And believe me, when the Prime Minister speaks, it will be bombshells, and opposition will not have their face to hide anywhere. So and that is what everybody is waiting for, the Prime Minister to speak and further expose the hypocrisy of the opposition for that.
Absolutely. And, Mr. Nigam, do you believe that, the appeal by the Home Minister should also be taken seriously, that on issues such as Manipur, there should be bipartisan agreement, bipartisan discussions on a holistic solution rather than mere politicization?
Yes, certainly. These are northeastern states, which is a gateway to the east. Government is developing it with great care. And they are the ones who the BJP brought the northeastern states in the mainstream. And they feel that they are part of India now. Earlier, what was being done was creating conflicts in the northeast, whether it was Naga versus Mizo or other Naga versus Cookies. That was the thing that was being done by the previous government. Now, when everything is going smoothly, the opposition is trying to create, kind of anarchy in the northeast. And please remember, the Manipur Patriotic Party's General Secretary clearly said that it is the Congress which is responsible for doing it.
Okay, let me take that across to Radhalakshmi Joshi as well, who continues to be with us. Radhalakshmi Joshi, all eyes now on what the Prime Minister will say today in his reply to the no confidence motion. What all points do you expect the PM to touch upon, Radhalakshmi, in that explosive address which is expected today?
Uday, you know what? The Prime Minister and the entire BJP has got a wonderful opportunity to speak about not just what work has been done in Manipur vis-a-vis all the disturbance that has been happening, but at the same time they can also talk about the way in which, just going a little ahead from what Deshratan Nigamji was just talking about, that is connecting the entire northeast with the mainland. That was very important. That even yesterday Amit Shah ji also mentioned that this Prime Minister Modi ji has visited more than 50 times, and he has spoken about how via internet, via roads, via infrastructure, and all these facilities that have definitely made a huge difference in this feeling of being a part of India, which the northeast was definitely feeling isolated completely, and that was the reason why you had so much of insurgency. The insurgency here is a little different from what is there in Kashmir. So that is definitely something that needed to be tackled very sensitively, and which unfortunately was not done. See, just as a small example, if you see the way in which there has been a huge influx of immigrants from Myanmar, and it was a simple thing about the fencing. So this fencing, which Amit Shah ji mentioned yesterday, I'm sure that PM Modi ji also is going to talk about all these border issues. He's going to talk about the infrastructure. He's going to talk about the Jal mission that Amit Shah ji also spoke about. Just imagine that the opposition, they wanted some kind of an unlimited talk on Manipur, and yesterday Amit Shah ji spoke for more than 2 hours. Not just on Manipur, he spoke about a whole lot of issues. And so you can imagine how Modi ji also is going to talk about a whole lot of issues. He is definitely going to bring the entire opposition down on everything that is wrong with all the opposition ruled states, and at the same time, all the achievements of the NDA Sarkar, Modi Sarkar is definitely going to be highlighted. So there are a lot of achievements, and definitely I'm sure that this is a wonderful opportunity for the BJP. And I'm surprised by the intellectual bankruptcy of the opposition, where they fell for this trap, where they have actually invited the BJP to actually come and talk about all these issues, because the no confidence motion doesn't give any kind of a restriction on a particular topic. So now the Prime Minister and all the ministers can definitely talk about everything possible. And you know how Modi ji immediately connects with everybody. So this is almost a campaigning for the 2024 election. So this is something that
let me take that to Deshat Nigam. Deshat Nigam, you were expecting, of course, an explosive address. What are the points you believe the Prime Minister will touch upon today?
I certainly think that what Raj Lakshmi said was clearly the point, but since the motion is just a one-line motion, that this House does not have confidence in the government. Therefore, it is no more about Manipur. Manipur has been touched by the Home Minister. The Prime Minister may or may not touch it, but he will go to the host of issues and bring.
But surely the PM will speak on Manipur after all the opposition, remarks and all the opposition jibes.
Yes, that's a clear possibility. I'm not saying so. He will not discuss, but he will discuss on other achievements as well. Because anything under the sun can be discussed under no confidence motion. In fact, they have given this opportunity to the BJP on a platter, and which the BJP will use it to the hilt, and Prime Minister more so. And Prime Minister is very good in excelling such kind of situation. We have seen so many times in the Parliament, and I somehow fail to understand, as Raj Lakshmi also said, intellectual bankruptcy, which I call intellectual insolvency. And opposition seems to have gone intellectually insolvent. They have no idea what they have done. In fact, they are axing their own foot. And the Prime Minister, believe me, and we all are looking forward to his address in the Parliament. And believe me, as he said in 2018, that in 2023 bring another no confidence motion. And this time probably he will say in 2028, please bring another no confidence motion.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.